The unity of each species. Hello again. Thank you for being here with me once more. I hope you are very well today. I am Marie. Welcome to my channel. This information can be seen as science fiction, or as the viewer sees best, and I post it for entertainment purposes only. Still, I take my information very seriously, and for whoever has eyes to see. I am writing this on the morning of December 1st, 2024. One day in Winnipeg, Canada, there is a cat by the window, on a comfortable cushion, enjoying the morning sun. He is washing himself with his well-equipped tongue, purring and enjoying his well-being, and he then lifts his leg and licks his behind. On the other side of the world, in Perth, Australia, and at its time, there is another cat, sitting on a rooftop, enjoying the morning sun. He is washing himself with his well-equipped tongue, purring and enjoying his well-being, and he then lifts his leg and licks his behind. Very far from these two cats, there is yet another one. He is sitting on a chair, enjoying the summer sun coming in through the window. In Moscow, Russia, he is washing himself with his well-equipped tongue, purring and enjoying his well-being, and he then lifts his leg and licks his behind. Although from space, the Earth is a little blue planet, from the perspective of those cats on the surface, the distances between Winnipeg, Perth and Moscow are enormous, almost interstellar. Yet those little feline creatures have managed to populate the entire planet, or nearly so, hitchhiking on human sea ships, aeroplanes, and other vehicles. Even though from the personal perspective of any one of those three cats, those distances are as unsurmountable as a trip to Alpha Centauri is for most humans. Even separated from each other by those vast distances, cats will be cats and will behave as cats, and will think as cats. I feel alone with this, although objectively I am not. Perhaps I am the only person online saying this directly. Humans are not from Earth, they did not evolve there, and they certainly were not created by Anunnaki genetic engineering either. For what it is worth and based on my everyday empirical experience, humans as such are all over this galactic quadrant, at the very least. Humans as a species are star creatures that navigate the cosmos, and perhaps always have, as the true nature and behavior of time, as an illusion that is the product of consciousness, permits the concept of timelessness while dealing with interstellar distances, and therefore the concept of not having a beginning, nor an end, being that humans, Lyrians, are and always have been an infinite expression of Source, in its quest to understand itself. I am not alone with this. Perhaps I am the only one saying this directly. Yes, perhaps so. Yet if you observe carefully, you can see that the stories and documented encounters with space creatures very commonly depict coming across humanoid, or human-looking space people. New Age culture is especially full of those human-looking space-dwelling creatures, that I insist are no other than more humans, just like you. The only real difference is that they have flabbergasting gadgets, but that in no way makes them gods or anything like that. It only makes them manipulative, abusive people if they use them for making the human population believe they are so. I know that some look more human than others, in all those accounts and documented encounters, yet for me it is very clear that those are just variants, subraces, of the human Lyrian species, which do not exist on Earth, yet are also members of the human Lyrian general species. And besides all this, I am also well aware that many New Age characters and sagas are all made up, and are nothing other than more of the same organized religion crap, meant to mind control the population of planet Earth. Most of those made-up stories are nothing more than the same religious dogma, but with a modern and contemporary twist, the addition of flying saucers, as if those were the most common and advanced type of spacecraft, which they are most certainly not. My point with the cats and with all this is that no matter how far human Lyrians may be from each other, scattered all over an immensely large galactic quadrant, and more, as a species, they will all have very common behavioral and mindset traits. This is even more so when different star cultures interact and cooperate with each other, since a very long time ago, as cross-cultural influence and interaction are inevitable, especially when the cultures involved are strongly interstellar, and therefore cooperative with one another. While existing in the heavily dualistic material world, or world of the living, human cultures have always been in the need to defend themselves from abusive neighbors and other invasive species. It is a fact of life, and of dwelling in lower existential realms, being that no matter how well they may manage their vibration, they may end up being a match to a conflict. Being in a truly high vibration, so high that you are in no possible way a match for conflict or hardship, is possible, yet it brings an interesting and inevitable side effect. If that state is achieved, then you are no longer dwelling in the material world, you are somewhere above in vibration, in another realm. But while in the material world and inside a biological body perception filter, you may at times vibrate high enough to avoid conflict, yes, but not always, or you would end up evaporating from the material realm. Needless to say, this is very difficult to achieve, at least while technically alive. Believing that keeping a high vibration is enough to always get you out of trouble is a very dangerous gamble, as you most probably will be living in an illusion of being protected, and you will end up being eaten. Contrary to whatever New Age has imposed on the perception of the people of Earth, Pleiadians are not perfect humanoid creatures that travel in their own high-vibration Merkaba, while they have perfect lives full of peace and love, so much it drips down to humanity, in the shape and form of New Age liberation and ascension promises, that never come to be. Things are not one thing or another, existence is not so simple, of course. Some Pleiadians dwell in that state of near perfection, those living in higher realms, those whose vibration has evolved to that point, yet that is not exclusive of Pleiadians and other popular New Age space species. That vibrationally evolved existential state is common to every creature, to every place in the cosmos, including Earth, as who a person, a soul is what counts, not where it is, as places, locations, and distances are also illusions of the mind, and sub-products of consciousness, as time is as well. As happens with everyone else, there are Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, humans, and so on and so forth, who dwell in lighter, higher realms, characterized by living in near perfection, and there are also those of them who are also navigating a difficult existence in the material world, the very same realm as the one on Earth, complete with all its drama. As Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, and so on are also in the realm of the living, they also experience hardship and a lot of drama of their own, just like humans on Earth, where their lives can also be very difficult and very complex. Being in space and looking down at all that is happening on Earth does not make anyone superior, as much of New Age wants to impose with its updated dogma, as it intends to create adoration and worship to their mostly fictitious characters, again. Being in space, however, does give you a different, perhaps a more expanded point of view and understanding of what is going on Earth. This is mostly because you can have from here a different perspective on what is happening, as you are somewhat away from the problem, yet you look around and you can see that you are also immersed in the same power dynamics as on Earth, only inside a bigger matrix context, yet still the same matrix. It's like observing creatures like you inside a cage, while you are in a bigger one, also ruled by the same overlords. Understanding what exactly is happening on Earth is quite complicated, yet achievable to a good degree, but the larger cage, the larger matrix, with the same rules and oppressive government, is many times fold more complicated to understand. This is why we as Taygetan Pleiadians behave so much like Earth humans. We are the very same species, so it is to be expected, and this is the case with countless star cultures as well. There is also an etheric collective unconscious that unites us all as a species, where we share ideas through the spirit world. When souls travel the cosmos as wanderers, as star seeds, they incarnate in one planet and culture, and then travel to another, unconsciously exporting and importing ideas, concepts, trends, and values of all kinds, into each planet they incarnate in. We are all united as one great soul of Lyrian humanity, timelessly. The very essence of being human Lyrians, members of the same genetic space-dwelling species, will always permeate, sharing the same ideas, concepts, and even trends, even more so when we can look at one another, as cultures, and copy what we like. Unfortunately, we also may copy many of our bad habits as well. A last word about cats: they have managed not only to be and exist just about everywhere on Earth, but they are also heavily present all over this galactic quadrant, mostly due to their soul link and affinity with the Urmah people. The subject of this video is also a needed context for the ones that follow, and when I publish those next subjects I will ask you to watch this one first, or as well. This will be all for today. As always, thank you for watching my video, and for liking, sharing, and subscribing for more. It helps this channel grow a lot. And I hope to see you here next time. With much love and appreciation, your friend, Marie Swaruu.